Hello my friends and welcome back to Let's Get Cereal, the weekly show where I, your host, Alyssa Marino, eat cereal and talk about stuff. Friends, we're taking it to a pop quiz. We're starting off hot. Pop quiz. What is my favorite cereal? My number one all time. Give me some time to think about it. Did you get it? It's Golden Grahams. This episode is super exciting because we have a super special cereal. After searching far and wide, I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of happened upon it in the grocery store. But after searching far and wide, we have, drumroll please, Golden Grahams RetroRecipe. What does this mean? What this means is we're going back to closer to the original recipe, which was super honey sweet. One of the things I love about Golden Grahams is the fact that it isn't super sweet. So I'm very curious. I was told that this once had ribbons of swirls of honey in the individual grams. So I'm very curious to see aesthetically if this is going to change as well as taste-wise. So let's open it up and see what happens. Waft it. Yeah, they smell the same. So let's see if they look any different. I added a lot in here. But you only live once, that we know of, so let it ride. So here's something interesting. A sheen of super sweet honey deliciousness. Ooh la la. And we still have our Golden Graham ridges on the back. So I really want to add some milk and just get this party going. This is why, as a cereal thriller, we must always be prepared for the unexpected, just in case. Especially when you're like me and you're a heavy pourer. You gotta have the right ratio. Look at this megagram over here, holy moly. My number one favorite cereal, RetroRecipe, Golden Grahams. My friends, let's get cereal. It's so good. It's beautiful. It's exquisite. I don't know if this is design or functionality or both. How the ridges truly capture the almond milk in their clutches to give you the perfect blend of honey sweetness and creamy milk. And of course, one of my favorite things and one of my reasons for these being my number one favorite cereal, zero mushiness. All of our cereal is staying intact in these big chunky graham pieces. And we know there was honey in these before, but maybe the extra focus on the honey is really winning it in my book. It's still such a subtle sweetness to it, but it's knocking it out of the park. Now, of course, nothing can ever be perfect. And the area where Golden Grahams RetroRecipe is letting me down is the back of the box. They had good intentions. It's all about remember the 80s. Full disclosure, no, I don't. I was born in '88, so I don't really have much recollection of those times. I'm sure they were wonderful. If any of my followers want to share their favorite thing about the 80s, please comment below and share it. But where are my activities? If we're talking about, how exciting the keytar is, which also, keytar is still awesome all the way up to 2020. My college roommate was playing keytar in 2007, so it's still cool. Let's look at some of these remember the 80s things. Head to toe spandex. I work in professional wrestling, so that's still a thing. Headbanging to your favorite hair metal band. That's why Spotify exists. I also see no problem with that. Some Motley Crue, some Poison. Can't think of any other hair metal bands. Warrant, Whitesnake. Breakdancing, still incredible. Still requires so much skill, so much talent. My mom and I watched So You Think You Can Dance, and we've seen some incredible breakdancers on that. Parachute pants. I don't know that I've seen parachute pants recently. I'm also a little out of the zeitgeist. That's a good word. That's a good vocabulary word. When it comes to fashion and style. Hanging at the arcade. No one that I know of is really hanging anywhere outside of their homes or work these days, but I would totally be down to do that. I remember I used to love going out to like Dave and Buster's and playing arcade games. It's one of my favorite spots. 2-for-1 Tuesdays at the local video store. Now that's where it gets me. When I was growing up, this is a true story. When I was growing up, one of my dream jobs was to work at Blockbuster. I love movies. I love movie boxes. I love movie art. I just enjoy movies. I love escaping from being a kid, and my grandparents would take me to, like, I think I was in a kiddie movie club or something where you would go see kids movies every week. From that all the way to my dad owning a dollar store and the video store next to it when I was a kid, and being able to just like kind of browse the entire store, being so fascinated with movies. So yes, I always wanted to work at Blockbuster. I think I just always liked the idea of being surrounded by stuff that I liked. You can't really get that nowadays. You can't really get the movie shop experience. The last one I can remember seeing was down in Long Beach. It's down the street from a coffee shop called The Library. And it was an actual, I think it was DVDs. I don't even think they had VHS tapes. But it was an actual video store. If you're around SoCal, be sure to check that out. When you were a kid, what was your weirdest dream job idea? Although we talk about 80s style and reminisce about the 1980s, a lot of the stuff is still relevant. A lot of the stuff is still cool. A lot of style is cyclical and gets reintroduced into the current landscape of fashion and reworked in different ways. Maybe someday we'll have another VHS video store that I can look at, surrounded by my favorite films. Well, my friends, I wasted no time in destroying this bowl of cereal because it's my favorite, so it was easy to inhale. But it is that time. Bottoms up. And the almond milk at the end, that little touch of sweet, delicious honey. Yum. Well, my friends, thank you again for tuning in for another episode of Let's Get Cereal. I hope you enjoyed this little trot down memory lane. Be sure that you're following me on social media, Instagram, Twitter. You can check out letsgetcereal.net, and you can pick up your cereal thriller t-shirts at belowthecollar.com/letsgetcereal. Please follow along on YouTube and subscribe to my channel, because you can find new episodes every Saturday where I eat more cereal and talk about more stuff. And until next time, my friends, continue to do your best to be your best. And I will see you later.